This week we're going to go over why some condos qualify for FHA financing and others don't.
So stay tuned.
Hi there, thanks for checking us out. It is Beth
And Shirley
with Shirley's Real Estate Group, John L. Scott, and this is the BS Real Estate Show.
Beth and Shirley, that is, and we're here with more real estate news that matters to you.
We were recently asked why some condos qualify for FHA financing and others don't. So we figured we'd explain why that is. We also included a link to the National Association of Realtors bulletin on this topic in the comments below.
So the Federal Housing Administration, or FHA, has strict guidelines that must be met for FHA condo project approval in order to ensure the loan. This includes both state guidelines as well as guidelines set forth by HUD, which is the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
And so a good way to understand this FHA condo project approval is to look at the requirements from FHA's standpoint. FHA typically funds first-time home buyers with little down payment. And when it comes to purchasing a condo, FHA wants to ensure the condo project that they're insuring is in good standings with the reserves, heightened owner occupancy rates, that they aren't currently in litigation or something of that nature.
So, if you were being asked to insure something, you too would want to make sure you're making a smart investment. This doesn't mean that condo projects that aren't FHA approved aren't a good investment. They might just not meet all of the requirements to obtain that approval.
To be eligible for FHA condo project approval or FHA approval, the following 11 requirements must be met. 1, it must be primarily residential in nature and not be intended for rentals or hotel purposes. 2, consist of only one family dwelling units.
3, be in full compliance with all federal, state, and local laws with respect to zoning, fair housing, and accessibility. 4, be complete and ready for occupancy.
5, be reviewed and approved by local jurisdictions. 6, have an owner occupancy of at least 50% of the total units, and not more than 10% of the units can have HOA dues in arrears.
7, have low individual concentration. For projects with more than 20 units, no individual owner can own more than 10% of those units. For projects that have fewer than 20 units, no individual owner can own more than one.
And we made it to 8.
Hooray!
Carry appropriate insurance, including hazard, liability, and fidelity insurance, and if applicable, flood insurance. 9, have commercial and non-residential space no more than 35 to 49% of the total floor area.
10, have an FHA insurance concentration no more than 50%. So no more than 50% of the units can be financed with an FHA loan product.
And finally, the project cannot be subject to pending litigations or be named as a party that relates to the safety, structural soundness,
Habitability.
And or functional use of the project.
So as you can tell, that is a lot of requirements to meet. But it doesn't end there. If those requirements can be met, the condo project must submit the following 4 areas of documentation. 1, recorded documents such as the legal and governing documents. 2, financial documents, which there's a lot, so get ready. First is operating income that demonstrates a stable income stream over the past 2 years and ability to cover the cost of insurance and coverage of deductibles.
A reserve account for capital expenditures and deferred maintenance that is funded with at least 10% of the combined monthly unit assessments. Evidence that the budget provides periodic funding to maintain the reserve account balance of at least 10% of the combined monthly unit assessments.
Next, evidence that no more than 15% of the total units are in arrears, so with HOA dues, and financial records that are consistent with the application package, including special assessments, loans, or other financial variations.
We finally made it through 2. And on to number
Great.
3, certificate of insurance Number 4, a HUD Form 9992, which explains the condo project. If all of these items are submitted correctly and the requirements are met, FHA will then issue a condo project approval. So FHA loans can be obtained to purchase a unit.
So there's a lot that goes into obtaining FHA condo project approval, but having the set requirements and standards does ensure that the FHA is protected when they agree to insure a loan.
As mentioned earlier, if a condo project isn't FHA approved, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad investment. They may just not meet all or one of the requirements, whether it be owner occupancy rates or somebody owns too many units in the complex. In that case, they wouldn't qualify. We're also seeing that some HOAs aren't bothering to take the time to submit all of this documentation, and therefore FHA approval has expired. So even though at one point they did have the project approval, they no longer do.
Well, that's what we've got for you this week. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos.
If you have any questions that we didn't cover, reply below, call, text, or email us. If there's a topic you'd like to hear about or an idea you have for a future video, please let us know. If you like the content we're putting out, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and turn on the
bell
little bell icon notification so you get our future videos.
Well, that's a wrap. What a bunch of BS. See you next Tuesday.